And happy Saturday, everybody, and welcome to a big edition of Woodbine Racing Live. My name is Elisa Blow, joined by Jeff Bratt as we get set for 11 races in total. We had 7 on the Thursday card, 8 yesterday, 11 today. We'll go at 7 o'clock with the last race that Robert pointed out, and then get set for more great racing action because they have a busy night at Mohawk as well.
Yeah, they do. In fact, history was made last night at Woodbine Mohawk Park. I remember my dad telling me that he never thought he would see a pacer go under 2 minutes.
Listen, I can remember having a horse when my parents were training, when my dad was driving, that was a member of the 2-minute club.
Yeah.
And that was a big deal.
That was a big deal. Now, last night, if you're wondering what we're talking about, in Canada, we've never had a trotter go sub 150 until last night. So yeah, it's going to be a huge night at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Obviously, a big day at Saratoga. Here we've got the Seaway, the defending champion, is back in, that being Ticker Tape Home. Unfortunately, if you like Stormcast, your price is now gone because the Chad Brown horse has now been scratched.
Right.
But Stormcast is a very, very talented horse. If she brings her A game, she will beat that bunch here today. And, you know, coming off a layoff, you're never 100% sure what you're going to get. But very, very quirky horse, but a very, very fast horse.
Yeah, yeah. And it looks like Cassie could go 1-2 and maybe even 1-2-3 in that race.
1-2-3-4. He's got 4
Yeah, it just depends if Metaphysical wants to get into the mix as well.
Well, that's a Galileo horse.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
if that one gets in,
then
that could just spoil the party.
Yeah. I'm hoping Metaphysical wins it, so that's what I'm picking.
Yeah, I saw that you're doing that. Speaking about picking winners, yesterday we got off the bandwagon for one of our favorite trainers, Lauren Richards, who got off the schneid in the last race. So that means Ryan Munger got to sleep in bed last night, not on the couch, because we discussed that going into the race. His wife is the assistant.
And not only one big, too. Like one pretty impressively at a decent price at odds of 9-2. You and I, we jumped off the bandwagon prematurely with that horse. But the performance of the day, I thought, was Ariana's Tour. That first-time starter
really
for
neat.
Conditioner Krista Cole. You know, to overcome that draw, incorrect lead down the lane, and still had that nice spurt to pull off the victory. That's a pretty nifty horse.
They got a few phone calls last night and today?
I would think so.
She's
and
going to
listen,
be profitable.
they're not afraid to sell. I mean, they sold the full sibling to that one.
Supergirl.
Yeah, Supergirl. Now, that horse was sold for yearling sales. Stake
Didn't exactly work out
At the time,
this
it
time.
didn't quite work out this time. But listen, the phone always rings when you have a nice maiden winner.
Sure
It's
does.
whether the price is right.
Exactly. Pietro Moran with a couple of winners on the program yesterday as well. Now, what happened this morning as far as our clocker Ernie Perry is concerned? He actually rated the track a 4 out of 5. Lately, he's been rating it a 3.5 out of 5, and he said it got faster after the break.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on the times for sure. And it does feel like it's going to rain. We haven't had any real rain in the forecast that we've been looking at, but it does kind of feel like it. I kind of found this point to be a little bit interesting. No distinct bias. He thought the inside and the outside was pretty good. And Dancing in Denial, always a fun horse to watch. That one might be going in the Niagara. That's a guess. That one worked on the main track for Conditioner Gail Cox getting ready. And Mr. Ernie says the best race of the day from wagering point of view. He thinks it's race number 8 on the program. That 8th race, that's fun. That's on the inner turf course. I'm surprised with how many races we're having on the inner turf course, considering the fact that that's our only turf course that we've had. Going to have for the remainder of the season, but it's been very, very busy this week.
Yeah, Gail Cox has last dawn in that race. Fraser Abley will be aboard, but I'm interested to see what happens with Westside Tide and Huntmaster as well. There's some really nice, salty old horses competing in that race on the card today. Well, let's get started with our 7 topics for the afternoon, and topic number 1 comes up as we discuss the stats for the month of August and just who's hot as far as our jocks and trainers are concerned. And I'm kind of excited to see this too, because I didn't have a chance to peek at this. So I'm hearing there's some new faces that we're going to see, not necessarily in the jocks category, where Pietro Moran leads the way with 14 wins in the month of August.
So I overheard our stakes coordinator, Julie Bell, talking to Pietro, and I guess one of Pietro's sisters is trying to convince him to buy a jet ski with his plate tickets. So I don't think Pietro's going to bite, though. I think
you don't think so?
No, he doesn't strike me as a guy that would get on a jet ski. No, he would, but I don't think career-wise it's the right thing to do at this point.
Oh, I'd buy a jet ski. Why not? That sounds like a lot of fun.
How expensive they are? They're really expensive.
Are they? I wouldn't know.
Brand new one. You're looking at, I
looked.
think, like in the mid-20s for
How
a
about
nice
Mercedes? How about that?
That's even pricier. So Pietro's on top in there, and a nice ROI, and nice to see Ryan Munger on there as well. Look at this, Bob Tiller. He is Mr. August. That's nice to see.
Good for him. You know, a Hall of Famer, Bob Tiller, leading the way with 7 wins. Of course, Kevin had that great Saturday, last Saturday, where he was able to earn a number of stakes victories. Mark Cassidy with 6 wins, and Josie's right there too. She's got 5 wins. Lots of Hall of Famers and future Hall of Famers in that top 4.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure.
All right, so that is who's hot so far.
Did you hear that? That was a different chime. Give it to us one more time, the chime, just so Lisa can hear it. See?
A little bit more
it's
of
like
the bell.
It's a toaster.
Or the bell at the hotel.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, race number 3 is where we're going to head
We
to
have a
first.
very expensive budget on this show for brand new sound effects.
Can't we use the Pac-Man sound effect too?
I gotta get that.
We gotta get that one.
Yeah.
All right, so our second topic is Best Bet, which comes up in race number 3 on the program. That's a $15,000 claimer, non-2. We'll go 6.5 on the main track. I think Isaac Leo is the horse to beat. I mean, I know it took him forever to get his maiden out of the way, but I like what they're doing. They broke the maiden for 25, and here they are for 15,000.
And the third place finisher came back to win on yesterday's program. That was for
the first race, 15. Maidens for 15.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So they did drop for that race. But yeah, Isaac Leo, listen, it's all about, like, does Tiger Town go? Does Imperial Gold go? I'm kind of banking on us having a bit of a speed duel in this race. That's why I really like Crucial Ton as my play of the day in here. I thought it was a good run last time for 25. Now we're in for 15. Devin Gittins, that barn continues to do some good things as well. So I kind of like this Crucial Ton to maybe capitalize on a bit of a speed battle developing. So I think we've got the race covered because you like Isaac Leo. That might be the speed, but I'm going to go towards Crucial Ton to maybe get my fish reel out there and reel you on in.
All right, okay, but I think we should maybe take a look at the 2 Imperial Gold as well. That was an easy maiden score for $15,000, and you've included the 6 as well, Big Baby Henry. Now, normally I'm the one who picks Big Baby Henry, but we've never seen this horse race on the synthetic.
Only that, and I don't love the schedule. This is the 3rd start in 23 days, if my math is correct. So busy horse, but I have to give you some props. It pains me to do that. But you had some concerns about the distance last time with Big Baby Henry, and you were 100% bang on. The horse was unable to get the distance last time out, so I do like the cutback in
He's
distance.
certainly a much improved horse since coming here to Woodbine, though, that's for sure. All right, next topic. We're going to bank those 15 seconds because we've got a few things to talk about. The next topic comes up for us in race number 6. So skip ahead to race number 6, and it's a title shot. Now, that's going to be a maiden special weight, and you and I were both really excited from the effort from Seeking Title Ready in the first Lifetime start. We put a star beside that filly's name and said, next start out, we're playing her.
Yeah, and gets more ground to work with here today, and just took a little while for the old light switch to go off with this horse. Just kind of trying to figure things out a little bit in here. Right now, we're in between horses. Doesn't have an overabundance of speed. I think we might see a little bit more speed here today, but I just love the way the horse finished up. Now, Biles, obviously that's a great reference. The runner-up came back to run terrific the other day here at Woodbine, that being Ginger Zip to finish a very good second and against some very tough horses. But very green, I would say, still down the lane. Like we're kind of laying in a little bit right now is Seeking Tunnel Ready. And I just think now I'm hoping with experience that we're able to be a little bit more effective here today.
Look at the late burst, though, from this horse. I mean, everybody else is basically going in slow motion, and this one's just kicking into gear at this stage. I mean, the question mark is, can this horse beat Ludacris? There's a lot of chatter about Ludacris, not the rapper, Ludacris the horse, from the Josie Carroll outfit, who makes the Clocker report today as well.
Yeah, so we'll have more information on that. It's the company the horse has been working with, and actually has been outworking some company in the process as well. So Ludacris, off a good run last time out for owner-breeder Mark Dodson in there. And then you've got others, like there are no slouches in here, like Zarabella, I think will appreciate the cutback in distance. You've got Kevin with a Rapoli horse. This is a lovely race, but I am going to take a shot here with the 3 Seeking Title Ready. I just kind of like the way that horse finished up in that most recent race.
I really like the late legs on the horse. Like I said, everybody else was kind of slowing down, and this one was just speeding up. So this is a maiden special weight that'll go 7/8 of a mile, but it's also where we play the jackpot Power Pick 6, and somebody got it yesterday.
Yeah.
So we start all over again.
Both wagers got hit of the jackpot variety too, and clean slate today. So you have to kind of just regroup a little bit and say, let's see the pool start to build and see if we're able to have some success. Listen, I want to cash that bet any day.
Yeah. Look, we just want to get the pick 4.
Yeah, exactly. So you and I, we're going to go, don't want to spoil our tickets, we're going to talk about it coming up a little bit later on, but we are kind of narrow in that race.
Yeah, I'm just looking in behind you, Jeff, and it doesn't look so good out there. A little dark and ominous in behind Jeff right now as we move over to our next topic, which is the allowance race, and that's race number 8 on the program. Looking forward to this one. It's an optional 50 or 2 other than, a mile and a 16th on the inner turf. We're in lane 4. That can always cause some issues with some horses as far as wide trips are concerned. But you get some pretty neat runners here, including Huntmaster. Yep. You get Harlan Estate, who's kind of interesting here for Catherine Day Phillips. You get Last Dawn for Gail Cox. Westside Tide. I mean, look, Westside Tide, I get that he's eligible for the non-winners of 3, but it's that Wagstaff reference that kind of makes you think that we could be sitting on another good effort with him. I know that Hernandez goes to the 2 instead, and he gets Zero Ford, but still, Zero's been riding very well.
And this horse is on the improve, just continues to get better and better. Now, Huntmaster is kind of a really cool horse. Obviously, Robert's a huge fan of this one, as we know. But, you know, if you told me early on in this guy's career that he'd be able to win going around 2 turns, I'd probably say, I don't know if I really buy that or not. But he was able to win going around 2 turns back on June the 1st. And look who he beat on that day. Bayless Outs, who's a good horse, and Swift Delivery, who has come back to win a stake race. Now, last time out in the Pink and White, wasn't all that bad of a race. He finished 5th. But now he can be a little bit more prominent on the front end, and there is absolutely nobody else in this race, with the exception of maybe Last Dawn, that might show some speed in here, and he might have a really easy time bit up front. I'm kind of hoping they're able to wire the field. The last little bit of this race, like the last 16th, might be a little bit dicey, last 8th, but I just hope that Jeff has enough left in the gas tank with Huntmaster.
Yeah, and you know, always nice to see this barn win races too. You know, Dave Borst, Lisa McCallum Smith, they don't have a huge operation, but they do really well with the ones they do have. And lately they've been losing horses in the claim box, taking old horses back. I mean, this guy's offered up for the $50,000 tag. You never know if somebody might be waiting in the wings to put a new halter on this one today.
Harlan Estate had a very good run last time. That might be a nice little backup play. It is amazing the number of digital sales we're now seeing in racing.
I know.
It
so
is
popular.
just such an easy way now to transfer horses. I mean, obviously a big thing on Thoroughbred side of the game was on gates.
On gate.
But here it seems like with the Thoroughbreds, it's the digital sales that a lot of people are gravitating towards.
Absolutely. All right, let's go to our on-track feature for the day today. Race number 9 is the Grade 3 Seaway, and a huge opportunity here for Mark Cassidy to take all the money as he sends out Stormcast, Ticker Tape Home. Who else does he have in this race? He's got Olivia Rose, and he has Elysian Field. So he has 4 horses to compete in this spot. But you're going to go to a horse at a price, and that's Metaphysical for Tony Gadalero.
And I must admit, when I heard of the scratch of Weigh the Risks, I wasn't thrilled, because I didn't know if Weigh the Risk was quick enough to go with Stormcast and with Olivia Rose anyways, but still, the fact that we lost a potential pace component does hurt my feelings a little bit. But I saw this horse last time out, and I said, wherever this one goes next time, I'm going to play. And this is Metaphysical, because I thought this was a deceptively good race. So this race was on the turf last time out, and it came in the Sweetbriar 2. Lost that beautiful Ujda on that day, that big, beautiful horse from France who was able to pull off the victory. And we're kind of bringing behind that one right now, but just watch, this horse really kicks it in nicely. And then I want you to watch the gallop over here, because this race was at 6, and now we go 7. So things are a little tight too, like we can't really quite get a smooth trip. Now we have to go to the outside. We'll just keep this rolling, Mike, for as much as you got in here. Just keeps going, keeps going. You know, I just kind of like the way the horse finished up. I didn't think I had the greatest of trips. Ryan Munger back aboard here today, and I had a bit of a number. I think Metaphysical is kind of a bit of an interesting player to me, but I am obviously terrified that Stormcast is just going to wire the field.
The cool part about Metaphysical is that she's good on any surface that you put her on as well. A nice versatile horse. But I mean, Stormcast, you got to ask yourself, where has she been, right? Because she didn't race since last November, but the works are pretty stellar. Yeah,
listen, she brings her A game. They're probably running for second place money. She's very fast. She's quirky. You know that. She's very, very quirky. But when she's good, she's really, really good. The interesting thing in this race too, and Mark often says I let my jockeys ride their races in here, but you have Olivia Rose, who's an all-out speed horse, and Stormcast is an all-out speed horse as well. So that's going to be kind of one of the interesting things to watch in this race.
That's true. And Robert went over to visit Stormcast as well before. Look at her face. I think he caught her mid-nap.
I don't think I would go into stall with Stormcast.
No?
Not 100%
Well, he's
sure
brave.
I
He
would
did
trust
it.
her.
Well, they must have said, go ahead. She'll be fine. But yeah, she looks like the horse. If she comes back the way she was last year, she could be a monster. Remember that she won the Best Arabian last season.
Yep.
She won the Bison City. You know, she's a very, very talented filly. So we'll see her go in race number 9 on the card. Then we go to the 10th race, and our topic is The Bachelor. Now, I have always thought we should have a version of The Bachelor Woodbine.
Oh,
and The
God.
Bachelor, of course, would be Jeff Bratt. Right? Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, nobody would want to play that game.
Oh, I could get at least a dozen women to join that.
please.
I think it would be a lot of fun. It's called The Bachelor or Survivor.
yeah.
Oh, gosh. All right, so race number 10 on the program has one
I'm
of
just
our
glad you didn't say
favorite
Naked and
horses.
Afraid.
No. Bachelor Pet, one of our absolute favorite horses competing here today. Now, last start out, he had Sofia Vivez aboard. Because Rafi went somewhere else. I can't quite remember where he went, but he went somewhere else. And today he is back joined with one of his best friends in Bachelor Pack.
To me, and he kind of tipped his cards. We missed the parade on July the 11th when he won, but he's back in fine form, I think, now. You know, he's really going good right now, and here he is swinging towards the outside, and he'll lose this race by a head. He does get outfinished by Sailor's Passion, but Sailor's Passion had a better trip. More wide. Sailor's Passion gets split horses here, and eventually he's going to win it for Debbie Rombus and Austin Adams. But look at our man on the outside here,
so
just
cool.
trying as hard as he can to get up there. And you know, traditionally he doesn't find himself usually that far off the pace as he was on that day. He's got a little bit more speed, but he just runs out of racetrack. Just can't quite get there. But you know what, Elisa? All you need to know, as far as I'm concerned with him right now, is he's good. And it took him a couple of races. Well, it took him one race to kind of get going this season, and then he started to get back into form.
He's such a cool old horse. Like there's another old horse that Norman had back in the day. His name was Praise from Dixie. He went around from barn to barn. Every time I see him, I think it's Praise from Dixie all over again. I mean, he's the kind of horse everybody wants to have in the barn. We always refer to him as the ATM machine as well. They just insert the card, punch in the code, and he spits out money. So Bachelor Pet. Now, what's interesting today is he's offered up for the 23.5 again. I just wonder, you know, if anybody might think about going shopping.
The problem is, like,
he's older.
He's older. If you take him, you get, what, a year and, what, 3 months of racing with him?
But you'll make your money back off the first win.
True.
It's an interesting one. I mean, there's a few old guys in this race, too. You got Mad Dog and Joe's 7. You got the 9-year-old Soulmate who's here in this spot. Sailor's Passion, he's 6 years old. Like, these are just old campaigners.
Yeah, Media Sensation, I think, has got a shot to potentially run very well in here. Soulmate coming back on a short time frame as well. There's some significant pace in this race. So I think Rafi might take off it a little bit here with Bachelor.
He could. That's the cool part about him. He's just so versatile. He can do whatever you want to do. Last race on the program is race number 11. As Robert pointed out, it'll go at 7 o'clock tonight. So you're going to have your lunch here at Woodbine and your dinner here at Woodbine. And then you're going to head over to Mohawk for a midnight snack, because they have such a busy night tonight with Grand Circuit racing in store. They have the Wellwood, they have the Peaceful Way, and they have a limbs for the Canadian Pacing Derby as well tonight. But race number 11 is how we wrap things up with the Jackpot High Five. Maidens for 15, a reminder that the 9 is out, but the 11, Let's Go Liam, will draw in. So that's the notation there. And also that the Jackpot High Five went yesterday, so it'll start all over again today.
Now, if this race looks a little bit familiar to you, a lot of these horses were on the AE list for the opener yesterday here at Woodbine. Essentially what happened is sometimes what the race office will do is they'll split it and make it into 2 races, or they'll do what's called reusing, which means they'll carry over the Ulsos into another day, and then they'll open the race up for other entrants as well. And that's exactly what they did in here. Now, it's in the cards, I think, looks pretty good in this race, but I said to myself, it's 7 o'clock. I'll probably be a little fatigued by the time this race goes. Let's get a little crazy. So I'm going to pick Uphill Road in here. Now, Uphill Road, first time out, didn't get out of the gate all that great. Then the rider had to take up a little bit and had a bit of a decent run, I thought, off the inside. And you and I love to play this barn, too, the Rachel Halton outfits. The winner came back to win for 15. The 8th place finisher came back to win for 10. And a lot of these horses found a lot of chances. Like, who on paper is eligible to improve the most? Maybe the 5, but probably the 3.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
agree.
thinking the 3 uphill road might be kind of a fun play.
I played Uphill Road up on top in the career debut because I thought, it's Rachel, it's grass, it's good connections here with the horse. And yeah, there was a little bit of issues as far as traffic was concerned, and you can only get better from there. So I did use the 3 today, but I think it's in the cards as the horse to beat. I mean, True Shot came back to win, right?
He looks really good.
Yeah, and who else did this horse race against this year? Wagstaff.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a strong reference. That race again. That's that race where he won and he beat Private Label. So yeah, interesting race. Race number 11 on the card here. That'll be tonight for race number 11. Wowzers, big program, of course, down at Saratoga. It is Traverse Day down there. We have the Seaway that goes as race number 9. Busy program tonight at Mohawk 2. But first, it's time to take a quick commercial break, and after that, Pick 4 time.
All right.
Love horse racing? HPIBet.com is Canada's leader in online horse betting. Access thousands of live races from hundreds of tracks worldwide instantly. Enjoy the most advanced betting tools like AI Smart Picks and exclusive cashback rewards you won't get anywhere else. Join today and get up to $100 in free bets. Get the ultimate horse betting experience with HPIBet.com.
Download the Bet365 app, the only sports book available to bet on today's races, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
About a half an hour to go before race number 1 on the program, and as usual, we're going to pass along our top selections for the day today.
All right, so my best bet, we touched on that one, that being Crucial Taunt. I'm just hoping for some good pace to chase in that race. You and I probably have the same horse as our watch lister, that being Seeking Title Ready. In race number 8, my speed threat is Hunt Master. I think potentially could wire the field. And my price play coming up in the stake race is going to be Metaphysical. I agree with you. I do think the horse can handle turf and the synthetic, but I think it might be a tad better on the all-weather. So I even don't mind the surface change there for Metaphysical as well.
Well, you're right. We both have Seeking Title Ready, who made our watch list, and I'm going to use that one in race number 6. But I think Admiral Nelson in race number 5 is an interesting key if you're looking for somebody to make some of your exotic bets a little bit cheaper. Ready off the rest, of course, Stormcaster won't get any kind of price. And Reunited is Bachelor Pad, of course, as he's reunited today with Rafael Hernandez in race number 10 on the program. What do we got as far as plays of the day from our fans upstairs, our boys upstairs? Well, Ron's got Ludicrous, 6-1. I doubt you're going to get that. This has been a chatter horse. I think there's a lot of talk about this one, so we'll be watching that horse. And Sultana is going to be a top selection from Doug McPherson. That's in the 7th race. Our Woodbine TV producer will use the new Maybe in race number 2. Is that still in the Tiller barn? Yep. And of course, we just saw that Tiller's having a really good month in the month of August. Got a couple of clocker horses to pass along your way as well, and the one that a lot of people are talking about is Luda. Gotta be the horse's nickname in the barn, if you like Ludicrous back in the day. So Ludicrous for Josie Carroll will show up in race number 6. Worked in 47-1, and that's a bullet time when this horse worked a half with Biles. Now we know that Biles is a pretty, what do they call her? Simone, I believe, back in the barn. So Simone and Luda work together, and that's a great workmate. So we're looking for that one. And Elysian Fields makes the clocker report as well for Mark Cassie. We'll see that horse in the on-track feature.
You know, that's an interesting race selection for Elysian Field, because traditionally I don't really think of her as a sprinter. She has won sprinting, but I think of her more as like a mile and an eighth, mile and a quarter type of
longer
horse.
The better type of thing.
But that's kind of a nice little backup play for Mark to have, because if things get really kind of hectic up front, that's a pretty good closer.
So Thursday we were 3 out of 4. For the pick 4. Yesterday we stunk. We were nowhere in.
I'd rather
it.
stink than be 3
yeah,
and 4.
I agree. But we're feeling better today. We'll start things off in race number 4 with the early pick 4. We're in lane 4 on the turf. A mile's the distance here, and we had to go a little deeper in this race because it's there's not a lot of reliable horses.
Yeah,
here.
you're right about that. I mean, I'm picking a little bit gangsta, but he's not reliable at all. Barn had a nice winner yesterday, so I'm kind of hoping that continues. Your top pick is
the 7, and that's a little bit.
So we're on the same page,
yeah,
but we can't key that horse.
No.
So let's toss in some prices. Last and Silence is good right now. Stomp's going off the claim for Tiller, and we'll also toss in the mix of things the 6 Agile Dancer.
Yep. All right, and then over we go to race number 5. Now I like Admiral Nelson. I like the placement. You know, we were kind of hemming and hawing about maybe making the horse a key today because we break their maiden for 10. Now we're in for 75 to face 9-2, but we want to back ourselves up just in case.
Clyde Cross. We were actually listening to Chris Cross earlier on today.
We were.
Yeah,
now just Cross.
Now just, that's right. Clyde Cross, if the pace gets a little bit hectic, if Admiral Nelson comes back a little bit, then I think Clyde Cross might be able to do it. I feel pretty comfortable with the 2 that we've got in that race.
I do too.
Probably never a good thing to say because then we get a 40-1 shot to win to kick us out of the pick 4.
Well, of course, our horse to watch, we share the same horse to watch on today's program, and that being Seeking Title Ready for Hall of Famer Roger Atfield in race number 6. So we're going to use that horse, but we got to listen to the talking horse as well, that being Ludacris.
Ludacris will toss on that one too. They both ran the same race, as a matter of fact, and Seeking Title Ready nailed Ludacris late. But we all know things can change. Some horses improve from their first start to the second, and others do not. So I like the 2 horses that we've got there in race number 6 on the card with the 3 and the 5. In terms of the 7th race, you and I kind of hummed and hawed in here about how deep we were going to go in here. Obviously, one of the key contenders is Sultana. That's the one I'm going to pick on top. And you
I put the 7
horse,
on
right?
top. Yeah, because she comes out of the race with no time in the Oaks, of course, right? So this is a much easier spot than where she was before.
And we're going to toss in Lupa. Now, the one thing I didn't like with Lupa last time out was I thought the horse was a little keen. I just hoping we can kind of chill today.
Yeah, but remember, they were taking a bit of a flyer going into that stake race after breaking their maiden. So that's the ticket for today. If you want to play along with us, it is $9.60.
Now, I have a confession that I have to make to you because when I initially did my math never my strong suit. I added it wrong, and we have a little tally, a little chit that I keep for how much money Elisa owes me for playing these tickets. And I had to readjust it. I actually owe you 30 cents.
Oh, awesome.
You're plus 30 cents going into tomorrow's card of racing.
But the cool part is we were still playing with their money, right? Up until today.
Elisa has put her money in for our Survivor pool that we have here at work for football. And she's still playing with house money at this point, so you're very happy.
I'm going to win that football pool. I got a whole strategy, and it's going to work. Now, just when you thought you understood the schedule, it's going to change. All right? So here's what we have coming up for you next week, and it's just next week. We won't be racing on Thursday because we're going to be racing on holiday Monday, something we used to do all the time back in the day. So our Friday post time is the new post time, the 4:30 post time. And then on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, it'll be 1:05. Now, here comes the bad news. Jeff will not be here on Saturday.
I will not.
So I'll just be looking for anybody who wants to hang out in the studio.
Yeah, I will not be here on Saturday. Yep, got a family reunion to go to.
You got to do that stuff.
Yeah.
You got to do that.
So I will not be here on Saturday.
All right.
I hate
but
this
we'll be thinking about
days
you.
of racing, but
I know. But don't worry about it. We'll be here on Monday for the holiday program.
Yeah, I know. And I think there's a double draw for Horsemen at some point next week, too. I can't remember what the day is. I think they're drawing for Monday and Thursday, the following Thursday.
The only crummy part for us is we don't really get the overnight until very, very late, which means we're up late doing our handicapping. Well, that's what we've got for you. A reminder, we will not be racing, once again, next Thursday. So if you're looking for us next Thursday, we won't be here, but we'll be here on Monday. And I got to set all these alarms in my phone so I know what I'm doing. But and I'll be missing Jeff on Saturday.
And you know what the best part is too about next weekend? If you come on track, you often see the air show participants.
That's cool, because the CNE wraps up.
Yeah, they usually take off from Pearson, so we get to see them taking off for the air show. So
and they go over the farm too in Niagara on the Lake, and that's pretty cool too. Yeah. All right, what do we got? 23 minutes to go before race number 1 on the program today. It's an 11 race pack.